So how can we, the stakeholders, better serve children through sports? How can like-minded organizations and even competitors work together more effectively as a group to spearhead all of these things we've talked about? At this time, I'd like to announce a really exciting thing here with Project Play 2020. It's a multi-year effort by more than a dozen leading sport, health, media, and other organizations to grow national sport participation rates and related metrics among youth. Project Play 2020 represents the first time that industry groups and leading nonprofits have come together to develop shared goals around making sports accessible to all children regardless of zip code or ability. That is pretty much the theme and the mantra of this whole day. And so when you get all of these powerful organizations working in the same direction as a unit, which is what this Project Play 2020 is all about, this is an exciting, powerful component that's going to drive this cause down the road. Guided by Project Play framework, the group will develop mutually reinforcing actions as well as new collaborative actions designed to get kids off the couch without running them into the ground. So there is a balance there that Project Play 2020 is sensitive to. Actions will be determined by working groups over the next 3 years based on annual priorities. So it's now my honor to introduce some of the people, or all of the people here that are going to be involved in this exciting Project Play 2020. These are the people that are behind this. So would each senior representative come up to the stage when I call your organization's name and then stand over to my left. And we will begin with Major League Baseball, represented by Chris Marinak. MLB has made youth participation a priority for the league. Play Ball is the league's signature youth program, encouraging enjoyment of both formal and casual baseball and softball activities. And in just a couple of short years, Play Ball has emerged as a model program for what's possible when a league works with mayors and youth-serving organizations to grow participation. Can we bring up Chris from Major League Baseball? Thank you, Chris. Represented now by David Krzyzewski of the National Basketball Association. The NBA's Junior NBA program, presented by Under Armour, is the league's grassroots youth participation initiative. It offers a free curriculum covering all levels of the game for players, coaches, and parents. It's reached more than 5 million youth ages 6 through 14 since launching its expanded efforts just a couple of years ago. And between MLB and the NBA, Project Play 2020 benefits from engagement by leagues tied to the two largest youth sports. This is a great opportunity to create change at scale with Major League Baseball and the NBA behind this Project Play 2020. Thank you very much, guys. Representing the Dick's Sporting Goods Foundation, Beth Baran. The Dick's Sporting Goods Foundation brings to Project Play 2020 a demonstrated commitment to grow success and access in an array of sports. I love the commercials, by the way. They are fantastic. I don't think you can watch those without grabbing a Kleenex. But that's what it's all about, inspiring the youth. And since 2014, the foundation and its parent company have pledged more than $50 million to such efforts. Its groundbreaking Sports Matter program has raised awareness of the importance of youth sports and saved more than 1,800 youth teams throughout contributions and a crowdfunding tool. So hats off to everyone, you, Beth, as well, at Dick's Sporting Goods Foundation. Representing Target is Andrea Nielsen. You heard from her earlier. Target has recently made health and wellness a corporate giving priority. It has granted more than $50 million to organizations across the country, helping youth and families increase their physical activity and eat healthier as well. And as Andrea noted earlier this morning, Target supported Aspen's development of the parent checklist that can be used to ask key questions of themselves and local programs when introducing a child to sports. Thanks again, Andrea. Represented by Laura Robbins, Hospital for Special Surgery, which I have visited on a couple of occasions. It's been great care. HSS is a national leader in sports injury prevention and Treatment, ranked as the #1 hospital in orthopedics by U.S. News and World Report. HSS serves an array of sports organizations from professional to high school to youth, helping to keep athletes in the game. This is a huge component of sports, is maintaining the health of all these kids, and you want to make sure you've got the best in the business to do it. And HSS has been a real leader, providing knowledge and resources that Project Play plans to tap into as it identifies the healthiest ways to play sports. So thank you very much, Laura. Represented by Michael O'Donnell, the PGA of America. And the PGA of America, which I know a lot about, has been doing great things for not only its 28,000 men and women who grow the game of golf, but now that the PGA of America is on board in this Project Play 2020, providing it with leadership. One of the most often played individual sports among youth below age 12. Sometimes we hear that, wow, golf is going away. They're not building golf courses anymore. I don't believe that. I think the youth is being introduced to this game in more great ways than ever. We need to improve on that. And Michael and the PGA of America are just have been a great organization, and they're going to be a great partner here for Project Play 2020 as they continue to invest in making the game available anywhere to anyone, with a model that also encourages multi-sport play as well. So, Michael, thank you very much. Representing the New York Roadrunners, Rachel Pratt. Now, the NYRR is just synonymous with running and the continued emergence of this sport as a world sport. World's leading community running organization it is. It serves more than 250,000 young people across the United States. And tomorrow, the Roadrunners will launch Rising New York Roadrunners. It's rebranded comprehensive national youth running program with an updated research-based curriculum, customizable digital tools and resources, and fee-free registration for events. Running is a great activity for kids. Put on the tennis shoes, head out the door, get outside and enjoy it. Thank you very much for being here today. Represented by CEO Dev Patik, Sports Facilities Advisory. SFA's mission is to improve the health and economic vitality of communities. SFA produces financial forecasts, funding support services, and management to youth and amateur sports facilities. And since 2003, this great organization has served more than 1,400 projects valued at more than $8 billion. And Project Play 2020 will benefit from SFA ideas on how to engage the facilities industry. Dev, thank you very much for everything you and Sports Facilities Advisory are doing. The American College of Sports Medicine, also a part of this Project Play 2020, represented by CEO Jim Whitehead. This organization is the world's largest dedicated to the field of sports medicine and the exercise sciences, a supporter of Project Play since the inception. ACSM produces research, advances policy, engages a wide network of medical, scientific, and public health organizations who already embrace the Project Play framework, and Jim says they are eager for more tools. So he's been on board since the start and continues to be. Jim, thank you very much. The National Fitness Foundation, represented by Chris Watts. This foundation is the only congressionally chartered nonprofit focused on health and fitness, and with a concentration on quality fitness and physical education, this foundation leads the Presidential Youth Fitness Program. It's the nation's model for fitness assessment in schools, gets into the grassroots at the institutions themselves, and it currently reaches 7,300 schools, impacting 3.2 million students. Chris, thank you very much for being a part of this as well. You've heard a lot already about the Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Foundation, and Jim Boyle is here. The Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Foundation is a grant-making organization that invests in the quality of life of the people of Southeast Michigan, Western New York. In partnership with Aspen, this foundation surveyed the state of play for youth across 21 counties, the first ever regional assessments of youth sports activity. And the reports identify potential activation opportunities for Project Play 2020. So the Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Foundation remains a very important part of this cause. So thank you very much, Jim, once again. Sports and Fitness Industry Association, led by CEO Tom Cove. SFIA's membership consists of more than 500 leading manufacturers, brands, licensors, distributors, and retailers of athletic equipment, footwear, and apparel. Sports and Fitness Industry Association produces the nation's leading annual sports participation survey. How important is that? And has worked with Aspen to create a deep dive statistical understanding of trends among 6 to 12-year-olds. That work will go even deeper with Project Play in 2020. Thank you very much, Tom. Global Obesity Prevention Center at Johns Hopkins University. Represented by Bruce Lee, the GOPC is the first center in the world dedicated to bringing a systems approach to obesity prevention and physical activity. It'll help Project Play 2020 design, plan, and evaluate the impact of potential interventions using analytics, big data, and computer models. Bruce Lee of the GOPC. Thank you very much, Bruce. Now represented by Patrick Wickstem, Ketchum Sports and Entertainment. Ketchum helps brands connect with their audiences, passions to deliver their company's story and drive business. And that team will support Project Play 2020 in its communications strategies. So Ketchum Sports and Entertainment with Patrick Wickstem. Thank you very much. The United States Olympic Committee, represented by Chris Snyder. The USOC serves as the National Olympic Committee and National Paralympic Committee for the U.S. The USOC works with the national governing bodies of sport and other organizations to develop athletes for our national teams. We're running out of real estate up here. The USOC is a key leader in promoting developmentally appropriate play among all age groups and plays a key role in quality coach development throughout the landscape. So it's not just about the Olympics every 2 years. This is an ongoing cause by Chris and his team, and welcome to Project Play 2020. Chris. No surprise that Nike is on board of this big time, and represented by Caitlin Morris. Nike believes in the power of sport to unleash human potential and build community. It fuels this through Made to Play. That's Nike's commitment to getting kids moving through play in sport so that they can lead healthier, happier, and more successful lives. Nike has been a longtime supporter of Project Play since its inception. Caitlin, thank you very much. And last, but certainly not least, my employer, the NBC Sports Group, represented by Jody Vogelaar, the Vice President of Marketing of Sports Engine, and this is a really exciting component that is just getting started, really, and what it can do to help organize kids' activities and sports throughout the country is really exciting. I had a chance to talk with Jody a little bit about it. Sports Engine is a leading provider of web software and mobile applications for youth and other programs, as we've got a microphone down. It's going to encompass more than 600 teams, leagues, and clubs to help manage, connect, communicate with a range of stakeholders. And this month, Sports Engine introduced a consumer portal that helps parents find the array of local sports programs available to children. And one of the ideas called for in the Project Play report. So thanks to you all. This is an exciting day, this announcement, but this is a lot of corporate firepower and a huge brain trust that's going to help this Project Play go beyond 2020. So thank you very much for all your support. So the members here have decided to initially focus on a couple of Project Play's 8 strategies. Encourage sports sampling and train all coaches. The members will develop opportunities to introduce kids to more sports, grow the quality and quantity of the coaches, and the Aspen Institute will coordinate activities, help analyze opportunities, and support the development of tools and resources. Among those resources are the parent checklists that you have in your packets. You may want to check those out when you get a chance. Digital forums will be created in the coming months, and members of Project Play 2020 will look for opportunities to distribute them through their networks, the kind of mutually reinforcing action this group can take, working together. We hope you consider sharing them as well. This afternoon, several members of Project Play 2020 will explore what's possible when silos connect for kids. And as Project Play 2020 moves along, there will be opportunities for your organization to plug in, stay tuned for that as plans are made for a broader coalition. So as we say goodbye to the folks up here on stage, actually we're going to keep them up here, I think, for just a couple of moments. You can stand there for a little longer if you can. I want to now introduce Craig Robinson for a quick word. A lot of you know Craig. He's a vice president of player development for the New York Knicks. Come on, Craig, get this team rolling. Who, along with his sister, Michelle Obama, made a call to action at last year's Project Play Summit for the industry to grow access for sports, for all kids in all communities. So I'd like to bring up Craig for a quick word.
Wow. Thanks, Dan, and thank you guys and gals. I don't know how many of you were here last year, but it seems like it was just a short time ago when we did this call to action, and it is absolutely amazing how fast that this formidable group got Project Play 2020 off the ground so quickly. So we really appreciate that. And the framework to introduce more sports to kids is near and dear to my family's heart. And seeing this diverse group of stakeholders is both powerful and inspirational, and my sister sends her regards. Finally, as a coach, the emphasis on good coaches and good coaching will be transformational. So I don't want to take too much time, but I just want to thank you from the bottom of my family's heart and the bottom of my heart for getting this thing going so quickly, and good luck and Godspeed. Thank you. Dan?
Let's get those Knicks turned around, pal, all right? Come on. We're all waiting.
This is supposed to be pressure-free.
You're right. I think we need that coach in the video to turn the Knicks around. Well, maybe that's a whole other matter. Thank you very much, Craig, for being here. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Don Wright of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Don serves as Acting Assistant Secretary for Health as well as Acting Executive Director of the President's Council on Fitness, Sports, and Nutrition, and Director, Office of Disease Prevention and Health Promotion under HHS Secretary Tom Price. That is quite a title, deservedly so. Let's bring up Don. Don?
Thank you so much, and good morning. Well, congratulations. This is truly an exciting announcement. What a great way to celebrate Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. Let me say we at the Department of Health and Human Services look forward to supporting and uplifting the shared goals of Project Play 2020. We're indeed grateful to the Aspen Institute and Tom Ferry for their vision and leadership in bringing some heavy hitters together to solve the public health crisis of physical inactivity among our youth. As my boss, Secretary Tom Price, has said, we deeply appreciate the role that sports play in America and in fulfilling the department's mission to improve the health and well-being of all Americans. As most of you know, our country faces a tremendous challenge when it comes to obesity and physical inactivity, especially for our children. And that is why Secretary Price has made childhood obesity one of his top 3 priorities, along with the opioid crisis and serious mental illness. Just yesterday, I had the opportunity to watch the induction of our new Surgeon General, Dr. Jerome Adams. Many of you may know Dr. Adams. He served as the Health Commissioner in the state of Indiana and worked alongside current Vice President Pence in that endeavor. Certainly, our new Surgeon General will be working closely on the opioid crisis among his other responsibilities. And I think all of us understand the variety of issues that are associated with misuse of medications that are prescribed for pain management. And certainly the sports community is affected by that issue as well. I suspect in this audience, many of you are interested in the state of the President's Council on Fitness, Sports, and Nutrition. And let me promise all of you, as soon as we have a list of new council members, I will share that with you immediately. But also let me assure you that for now, the council team will continue its great work on the programs that we administer. Everyone in this room has made a valuable commitment and investment to promote youth fitness and to fight childhood obesity. And in many cases, I have to say that's in partnership with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. I want to thank all of you who have helped uplift the physical activity guidelines that were released in 2008, specifically the recommendations for those Americans aged 6 to 17 to do a minimum of 60 minutes of physical activity each and every day. I want you to be aware that we're currently looking at the science and we'll be updating those guidelines and releasing them sometime in 2018. Again, thank you very much for your dedication. Thank you for your leadership. We look forward to working alongside you to move the ball on childhood obesity prevention through youth sports. Thank you very much.